Hey guys, Zulk here, and welcome back to another episode of Messing Around with Zulk. This episode, I have pulled up a online line chart maker thingy, and as you can see, I have marked all like the usual maps you see in a Doom Megawatt maps 1 to 30, including map 31 and 32 between 15 and 16. Now, let me explain what this is. Recently, I wanted to try out the newest version of Brutal Doom. I heard that it had like a level enhancer thing that modifies the base Doom 2 and TNT, and I think Doom 1 as well, the base IWAD levels when loaded with an IWAD and when to set to yes on level enhancement mode, I guess. I'm not explaining it very well. Basically, Brutal Doom version 22 has that option called level enhancement, and if you set it to yes, it basically modifies the Doom 2 and TNT and Plutonia and Doom 1 maps. And I wanted to test out the how the modifications worked. Spoiler alert, the modifications weren't anything to write home about. It was just like some, I don't know, I wanna say high quality textures, but it's more like less quality and more high definition, I guess, which kinda clashes with the basic Doom 2 art style, so I don't really like it. I didn't really like the level enhancement options. I just tried it out just to see what it was about. And because I was trying it out, I decided to use that as an excuse to play through Doom 2 again because it's been a long time. I think it's been almost 9, maybe 10 years since I actually played base Doom 2 from start to finish. So while I was doing that, I decided to rank my experiences on a text file right here uh, on how I felt each map was. Full context, there is no top score here. These scorings have just been given a minimum score of 1, and there is no maximum score. They are just scored relative to each other with whatever my favorite map 14 by the way, getting the highest score possible and everything else being scored based on how I was feeling. If you read the title of the video, you'd see that it was a fucking mouthful. Well, not the title. If you saw the thumbnail of the video, you would see that it was a fucking mouthful. And that was because there was like multiple layers to the experience. For one, I was playing Brutal Doom, not regular vanilla Doom, so that adds a layer to my perception of how the maps are. Second, it's been a long time since I actually played it, so I was going off of memory for the most part on how I remember feeling each Doom 2 maps being like. Then my initial reaction whenever a map loaded, as I started to feel a certain way about the map before I even played it due to my past experience with the maps. And then I rated those maps based on my experience while playing it, while also mentally trying to remove Brutal Doom. Well, de-brutal Doom, I guess, while I played it mentally while scoring this. So this scoring system is for the vanilla Doom maps, not for Brutal Doom. Because even though I played it with the Brutal Doom after 10 years, I was de-brutaling it in my mind while raking this. But obviously I'm human and that's probably not going to be perfect. And lastly, I made this like 1 week or more ago. So, like, I started playing it after I finished TNT Revolution while I was sick. So, yeah. And And like I just did like 3 or 4 maps in a day and ranked each of them as I went. So, well, this is more recent. This one has been a long time. So, I personally don't fully remember perfectly how I was feeling while I ranked this or exact numbers on what I ranked what. I remember some like map 14 being highest, but overall I don't remember a lot of the others. So I'm probably going to get surprised by this as much as you are. And lastly, this is where this graph comes in. I want to plot the subjective experience of playing Doom 2 in a graph to see how my enjoyment rises and falls. Just so that I don't have anything on the 0 line, I am going to have 1 as the minimum score. So there is that. And yeah, we'll plot it out, talk about it in this video, and see how the graph looks. Now starting out is map 1, which is entryway. So I ranked this really high up, which is surprising to me already because like entryway is such a basic ass map. I didn't rank, but I ranked it 14, which does not bode well for the rest of Doom 2. But wait a minute, why did I? Yeah, we are already running in to an issue. I was gonna say, I guess it kinda makes sense for map 1 to be 14 because it's so iconic. But we are already running into an issue with map 2 being 13. I always thought I liked map 2 more than map 1. So I don't know what past Zulk was thinking where he ranked it 13 instead of like 15 or something. Should I just swap the scores right here, right now? No, I think I know. One part of map 2 that I don't quite like is that red key ambush. It always feels kinda, I don't know, tedious to me. I think that's what final, and map 2 in general is much longer than map 1. And map 1 is such a classic map. I think because of all those factors, I ranked it 13. You could make an argument where map 2 should be the same level as map 1. But thinking about it, I think another question I asked myself when ranking these maps is that out of map A and map B, which one would I like to play most at any given time, map 1 or map 2? And I think that's why map 2 is 13, because I think if out of the blue I was told, hey, would you like to play map 1 or map 2 right now of Doom 2? I think I would answer map 1 more than map 2. So yeah, there's that. Then we have map 3. Let me just check to make sure the sound is going well. Yeah, it is. Then we have map 3, and no surprise, my enjoyment tanks all the way, not 5, tanks all the way down to 6 right here, because I do not like map 3 that much. Like, usually whenever I start playing Doom 2 again for whatever reason, map 3 is usually my cutoff point. Well, not really, it's the first of many cutoff points. But map 3 still isn't that bad as far as a lot of the others are going to be concerned. Again, 0 is not the floor. 1 is the floor, because I didn't want any maps to touch this line. I don't know why. I just thought it would look better if 1 was the lowest. But anyway, yeah. Also, since this scoring system is based on vibes, that might also be another thing. But yeah, map 3 gets a low score from me. I do not like the gantlet. It's, I don't know, I just don't like that map. I don't like its aesthetic. I don't like its vibes. It gets 3. There's a lot of other maps I would rather play than map 3. So yeah, already you can see that my enjoyment just drove right off a cliff right after 2 maps, which again is, I say Doom 2. Well, technically TNT is my favorite. I like to say that, but I do say Doom is my favorite game. Doom 2, TNT, whatever. I do say that it's my favorite game. So the fact that my enjoyment of it already fell off a cliff is, yeah, that does not bode well. I might have to reconsider if I really want to call Doom my favorite game anymore. I think the reason I call Doom my favorite game is just how replayable it is, honestly. Like, yeah, there are a lot of other games that I've enjoyed, but none of them I feel like I'm gonna play again. That said, I have replayed a lot of old games recently. I have replayed a lot of Circle of the Moon. And I am going to be playing Gun Hazard soon. That's the next Let's Play series, by the way. So, I don't know, maybe Doom 2 does have competition. I don't know. Anyway, so next up we have map 4 and we picked up on the enjoyment level. I definitely do like map 4 more than map 3 by a lot. The opening section is a lot hectic. Also, I should mention these maps are not rated based on pistol start. I would absolutely hate map 4 if I had to pistol start it. But no, I like to play Doom continuous. So that's what these ratings are based off. Just full disclosure for clarity. Yeah, map 4 has a rough start, but you can do some fun thing with peekaboo shooting with a chain gun in map 4. You still take a lot of damage, which I don't like, which is probably why it's much lower than map 2 and map 1. Again, it still surprises me that map 4, map 2 and map 1 are such high up, because remember, 15 is the max. So, I never thought I liked these maps this much. So the fact that they are so high up on the enjoyment scale is honestly surprising me. It also surprises me that based on how I ranked this, I would be playing these 3 maps a lot more than a lot of the other maps that are gonna come at any given day. Which again is very surprising. What's not surprising? Wait, seriously? Map 5 is only... That can't be right. I know I hate map 5 a lot. Why is it only 5? Shouldn't it be like 1 or... Okay, 1 is a bit too extreme. Shouldn't it be like 3 or something? There's only 4 other maps I would rather not play more than map 5. Sorry, I still haven't I still haven't fully recovered from my cough. So there is that. One sec. Yeah, sorry about that. I still haven't recovered from my cough. So I will be coughing a bit this video, but I have recovered enough that I feel confident in recording these videos. Well, recording again, so there's that. But yeah, map 5 being scored 5 is baffling to me. Like, yeah, it's only 1 point lower than map 3. I thought for sure it would be like 2 points lower. You know what? I'm gonna run through this again. I'm gonna give past Zulk some time to explain himself. If I still disagree with this by the end of it, I will probably adjust scores again in real time. So yeah. But on the topic of map 5, the waste tunnels, I do not like that map. That is the first hard cut-off point when I'm playing Doom 2. Like every time I play Doom 2 or any remake of Doom 2 or reimagining of Doom 2 and I get to map 5, I'm like, oh my god. But I do not like map 5. I do not like the tunnels. I do not like fumbling around in the darkness. I do not like the hit scanners shooting at me from the end of a dark room. I do not like map 5. So what's next? Map 6. Huh. Ranked map 6 with 7. Map 6 is not... I don't hate map 6. I don't like it either. It is a weird map in that I feel uneasy whenever I load that map in, even though I know everything that map has to throw at me. I don't know. I think it's because Kid Me got traumatized by Revenants and Spider Masterminds and Hell Knights in the Crusher. Especially that final room where enemies just show up and enemies just appear from that central tower and start shooting at you. I think that's why map 6 just... Also the dark sounding music, that also helps. The dark central area plus the music. Yeah, map 6 is the only Doom map that still makes me feel a bit uneasy. It's the only one that gives me horror game vibes. Not full horror game, but puts me on edge. So, it does have a special place in my heart because of that. But at the same time, I'm not too crazy about it. So, yeah, it makes sense that it's over both 6 and 5. Do you guys hear that? Someone is shouting out there. What the hell is going on outside? But anyway, as I was saying, I guess it does make sense that it's lower than 14, 13, 11. 7 is a bit of a low score for map 6. But yeah, I would play these maps. So old Zulk did have the right idea in some places. Like I would definitely, if I ask myself, hey, would you rather play map 7 or any of these, sorry, map 6 or any of these maps? I would say these ones. And I would definitely play map 6 like suddenly over these two. So yeah. What's next? Map 7. Ooh. Map 7 is 12. I don't think I agree with past Zulk on this. Would I play map 7 more than map 12? Like, if I ask myself, would you play map 2 or map 7 right now? This makes sense. I would definitely pick map 7 over map 4. But I'm not sure I would pick map 2 over map 7. I might, but then again, I'm also not sure I'd pick map 7 over map 2, so I might raise it to 13. But let's see what past Zulk was cooking. But yeah, I think the one reason for map, I didn't think I liked map 7 that much. It does have a lot of the iconic factor that map 1 has. But I didn't think I'd like it this much. My enjoyment... No, I guess it does make sense. It is also mapping my subjective enjoyment. And this does seem accurate. Like I do breathe a heavy sigh of relief when I get to map 7 after map 6. Because I feel like I've passed one of the biggest slumps of Doom 2. At least early on. So I guess this kind of makes sense, but I don't know about this being 12 and this being 13. Again, I'll let past Zulk cook here, see what he comes up with. But yeah, map 7 is an iconic map. You can kind of win it with just circle strafing. A lot harder to deal with pistol start, but I'm not pistol starting, so that's not an issue. I know map 7 was really hectic for kid me, but right now I can just beat map 7 no issue. With saves coming, of course, because that's just how I roll. Map 8 is scored 8. Huh. I thought I liked map 8, but it's ranked lower than map 4. I think I know why. Map 8 is a map of highs and lows. There are some rooms that I just hate. Like the Paid Elemental room, I just skip that every time I played. But the other rooms are moderate. I think map 8 is a fun map overall. I guess I also don't like the red key room that much. I don't like the Pain Elemental room. I don't like the red key room. I skip the Pain Elemental room every time. Maybe that's why I gave it such a low score. Because I just do not feel... it's at this point where I just don't feel like I want to bother completing the map. Like everything else I can push myself to 100%, or at least just go out of my way to kill things. Explore alternate areas. Map 8 not so much. I do pick up the BFG secret every time, but other than that, yeah, no. I usually just skip map 8. Like, skip some rooms in map 8. And then we have map 9, which is rated 4. And yeah, out of all the maps so far, map 9, even map 5, this is map 5, right? Yeah, even map 5, I would rather play map 5 than map 9. I do not like the pit. Self-explanatory. My enjoyment of Doom 2 hits an all-time low at this point. I don't like map 9. There's also like 2 rooms. There's also like multiple rooms in map 9 where I would rather not... where I would just rather not go into. Like, in that blue... after you press that blue key switch and that 3 room section opens up, where there is... I want to say the yellow key is over there. Yeah, the yellow key area, the 2 optional rooms I just do never bother entering. And that one secret room with the rocket launcher and the hit scanners, that's another place that I just don't bother entering most of the time. I think when I played it with Brutal Doom, I did enter the hit scan area, but not the other areas. As you know, the rising and lowering floor area, I know for a fact I did not enter that. And the other optional room, I did not enter that either. So yeah, I think that the 4 makes sense for map 9. It's one of those maps which I don't bother 100%ing. And then map 10. Yeah, this is another map I try to just clear as fast as possible because, believe it or not, I do not like map 10. I know it's a very popular map in the community, but I just don't like it. I don't like the music. Like, I like the music itself, but I just don't like it playing in that map. I don't like some of the areas. I don't like a lot of the areas in map 10, honestly. And I just try to finish it as fast as I can. But I don't actually know the optimals. I don't actually know speedrun strats for map 10. And I always get lost in it because it's so huge. So even though I want to finish it fast, I just can't, and I end up playing through a lot of the extra areas anyway, not because I accidentally stumble onto extra areas, but by the time that I can exit, I'm like, fuck it, let me just 100% it anyway, I've gone this far. So yeah, I don't like map 10. And this is the point where I hit an all-time low. This is usually when I stop playing Doom 2. If I'm really in the mood and I get to this point, this is where I just stop playing Doom 2 entirely. I do not play after this, normally. Map 11, Circle of Death. I am surprised I placed it higher than map 8 because if you ask me now if I would, I mean, like, I like map 11. I like Circle of Death, O of Destruction, whatever you call it. I like that map, but more than map 8? Hold on, let me try something real quick. If I Can I create a second graph? If I place a z-axis, does it do anything? What if I do it like this? Can I create a second point? Can I create a second graph here? I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can create a second graph. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to, every time I feel like I don't quite agree with the placement, I'm just going to write my new placement here so I don't forget. Let's review real quick. This big 6 makes sense. I think I might. Ooh, that was a mistake. Like I was saying, I think I might rank both of these as 13. Or maybe 14 because... No, I think this is fine. What was the first one that I disagreed with? Map 7 is 12. Um, huh. Yeah, I think this is the first one I really disagree with now. Now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of forgot already what were my points of disagreements. Uh, I think the one I really disagree with now is having map 11 higher than map 8. So let me just swap these two around over here just to see. And yeah, map 10 is 2. That makes sense to me. 6 me, I think my main disagreement was over here before. And map 11 being so high, I guess. I mean, map 4 being so high, I guess. Yeah, this seems alright. I know, okay, I feel like I'm going crazy because I know I had more disagreements than just this. I even said, let me let Zulk cook for a sec. But multiple times by now. But yeah, I can only remember this as a disagreement, so that's weird. Okay, let's just move on. Map 11, huh? Again, I'm not entirely sure I play it over map 8, but I do like map 11. It is fun. So, not much to say there. What's next? Map 12, I ranked it as being number 7. Really? Uh, Map 12 is pretty large. And yeah, this does make sense to me because again, one part of the enjoyment graph, one factor in the enjoyment graph is if I were told to play any of these maps at any given point, which one would I rather play? And I think it would be a toss up between map 6 and map 7 here. Did I say 7? I meant map 12 here. So this makes sense. These two, map 7, 8 and 11 being higher than map 12. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Map 12 placement makes sense. The factory, I don't know. I kind of like the factory. Well, I don't like it, but I don't hate it either. It's a fine map. It's okay. And then we have map 13, which is 3. In recent time, I have grown a bit accustomed to map 13. I still don't like it very much. I guess it being placed higher than map 10 does make sense because I can at least speedrun map 13 better than map 10, I think. And I know where to go in map 13 now, and I can skip. I mean, I can skip a lot more of map 13 than map 10. So I don't really know if this is appropriate or not to place it higher, but honestly, I think, yeah, I would rather play map 9. Would I rather play map 9? That's a question though. Would I rather play map 9? Also, speaking of it, would I rather play map 8 than map 4? Honestly, yeah, I think I'd rather play map 4 than map 8. So this is fine. This is not fine. Definitely would rather play map 4 more than map 11, I think. So yeah, I'll just leave it there. This thing is getting a bit too confusing. I'm not sure about this though. Would I rather play map 9 more than map 13? Honestly, it might be a toss up. I think between map 9 and map 13, it might be a toss up. I'll put 4 here just as my own current thoughts right now. At this point, I think it's starting to make more sense why. I think the thumbnail to this video is making more sense now. Why there was so many reacts in it. Yeah, I think it makes more sense now. Hey, what's this over here? Hold on. Oh. I do not need that. I was trying to add a second line, but yeah, I think that's a bad idea. That's probably just gonna mess me up. Speaking of messed up, I just noticed that yeah, the whole graph was getting cut off by the end. So I should shrink it a bit more so we can see the full graph so far. So yeah, like I was saying, it's probably a toss-up between map 9 and map 13. No. No. No, actually, I think if I had to rank it right now, map 13 and map 9 would be like a toss-up. I don't know which one I would rather play, so I'll just leave that there. Then we have map 14, which is, yep, as expected, the highest score so far. Any day of the week, map 14 is absolutely my favorite map. So this makes sense. What's next? Really? Industrial zone is 9. same as map 8 and map 11. I don't agree with this. Then again, I have grown a certain kind of fondness for industrial zone. I think the reason I ranked it so high is because I did have some level of fun while playing it this time around. But it is such a large map though. I think that's what's throwing me off. Like, it's not that I don't have fun playing map 15 with all of its secrets and whatnot, but it's just that it's such a large map that the metric of would I rather play map 15 or something else, it just does not go in industrial zone's favor. Uh, I think I definitely enjoy map 15 whenever I do play it. I think I definitely do enjoy playing it more than some of the other maps, but honestly, I think everything considered, this being 8 or even 7 would make more sense. No, no, definitely 8. I think 8 would make more sense here. Same ranking as same ranking as map 11. So I guess this being 9 in this graph makes sense. It's giving the same rank as map 11. But if I do swap 8 though, yeah, I think this is fine. And it being tied with map 11, I think it's fine. Then we move on to map 31, one of the first secret maps. Can liking it more than map 15, but not much else. So I guess that does put it above map 8 and map 9. Lower than map 4 though, enjoyment wise. Yeah, I think this is a fair placement. Yeah, I think it being ranked 10 here, given 10 points here, I think that's fair. I don't really have much to say about map 31. It's just hit scan hell. But at the same time, you do have a chain gun and lots of Nazis, so I don't know. It's probably fine. Then map 32, 11. I think the reason it scores a bit higher is plainly because of iconicness and because how short it is. Plus, you get to full stack your ammo and health and armor. So yeah, I think it, enjoyment wise, yeah, I think it does deserve to go higher than map 31. It being on the same rank as map 4 though, no, yeah, that, I think that's fine. I think for me, I'm fine with it being the same rank as map 4. Now we go on to map 16, and as you can see here, my enjoyment has already been fluctuating by a lot. Let's pause here and see my enjoyment of it. Like, it started out strong, then crashed, then rose up again, then crashed again, then slowly built up, then slowly went into a slump, rose up, crashed again, and then this is a high. I'm just riding the high so far. What's map 16 like? 9. Well, map 16 is another map that I'm enjoying more as of recent time. It being the same rank as 15. Actually, I'd rather play map 16 than map 8. Honestly, yeah, I think I would rather play map 16 over map 8. Not always, it might be a toss up here. If it is a toss up, then if I do give map, if I do increase it to 9, and then 16 is also 9, but these things get lowered to 8, I think that is fitting. So yeah, let's just move on. Map 17, I ranked the tenements as 5. That is surprising to me. I always thought I liked the tenements, but apparently I gave it a 5, which is the same. It's a toss up between the tenements and waste tunnels? Really? Really? Why did I rank it so low? Oh, I think I'm realizing it. There are a bunch of moments that I don't like. I don't like the starting place with imps throwing fireballs at me from both sides. I don't like the red key room. I I don't like that one revenant room. Yeah, I think the 5 is starting to make more sense. Still, it being on the same rank as the waste tunnel seems wrong to me. It should at least be on the same rank as map 6. No. Map 3. Uh. Yeah. The more I'm thinking about it, I think, yeah, it should be on the same rank as map 3. I'll just. Maybe map 6. It is the tenements. Yeah. Yeah, map 3. Map 18. Map 18 is what? The courtyard. I ranked this higher than map 17. Honestly, yeah, the courtyard feels bad, but it's not as bad as it feels, honestly. Yeah, I think it being on the same rank as map 3 makes sense to me. Were there any other 6s? No, just map 3 and this. And if I bump up tenements to 6, then it's this. And courtyard, I can skip a lot of stuff and I can get out of it relatively quickly. So there is that. Yeah, I think 6 makes sense for courtyard. And map 19 is Citadel and it got a 2. Same rank as map 10. Yeah, yeah. I do not like the Citadel, honestly. I don't like that map very much. I try to speedrun it as fast as possible. And yeah, I do feel some of the same feelings. I might bump it up to a 3, which is same as downtown. No, no. I think I'd rather play downtown than Citadel. If I'm being honest with myself, I think I'd rather play downtown than Citadel. It is still a toss up between map 10 and Citadel though. So yeah, I think the 2 makes perfect sense here. Then we have map 20, which is Gotcha, I'm pretty sure. And it's been given a rank of 6. 6 as in the same as map 18, Courtyard. I mean, it is a short map. What else? I don't know. I don't think I agree with 6 here. It is a short and open map. There are some. The first part of it I like. The second 70% of it I don't like. Everything past the Cyber Demon and Spider Mastermind fight is like meh to be. So it being given the same rank as Courtyard, maybe Tenements, and Gauntlet. Uh no. Yeah. I thought about boosting it to 7, the same ranking as map 6 and map 12, but no, I think I'd rather play map 12 than map 20. As weird as it sounds, I think I'd rather play factory and industrial zone and even map 16 more than map 20 most of the time. Map 18, it being a toss up. Yeah, it being a toss up between itself and Courtyard is throwing me for a loop here, but it does make some sense, I think. I think it does make sense. As much as it's messing with me, I think Gotcha being given the same rank as map 3 makes more and more sense the more I'm thinking about it. So yeah, I'll just leave it at 6 there. Nirvana. Nirvana is also 6. That's kind of a weird. Oh, no, no. Yeah, I'd definitely be hard pressed to figure out if I want to play like map 3 or Nirvana. Map 5 or Nirvana, I'm picking Nirvana. And I would be hard pressed to find if I want to play Gotcha or Nirvana. So yeah, I think this makes sense here as well. What's next? Map 21. Oh wait, 21 is Nirvana. Map 22, what's map 22 and why is it 4? Map 22 is the catacombs, isn't it? Hold on, I need to check. I pulled up Doom Wiki and yeah, map 22 is the catacombs. So it being ranked 4 makes sense. Same rank as map 9. I do not like the catacombs, by the way. It is a quick map. But yeah, between map 9 and it definitely is a toss-up. The thing is, catacombs is like the inverse of Gotcha, where I hate the starting section of it. But I don't mind the other half of it. So overall, it being 4, I think that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't like playing the catacombs that much. So yeah, let's just move on. What's next? Map 11, map 23 is Barrels of Fun. And it's being ranked 11. Same as map 4 and same as map 32. I do like Barrels of Fun though, so honestly surprised it's not higher. I would have thought it would be like 12. Actually, no. If I was asked, would I like to play Barrels of Fun or map 7 and Dead Simple, I would likely pick Dead Simple more. But I'd be a lot more hesitant when my options are map 32 and map 4. So yeah, I think the 11 makes sense now. What's next? I like Barrels of Fun. And if you haven't noticed, I do seem to have a preference for gimmick levels. Map 24 is 14. What is map 24? The chasm, of course. I have made it no secret that I do like the chasm. It it being a toss up between the chasm and entryway, yeah, yeah, that makes kind of sense. I might personally lower this though, uh, to being at the same level as Underhalls in terms of enjoyment. So, no, it's also in terms of enjoyment. So, it being a toss up between Underhalls and Chasm makes more sense to me though. So, yeah, if I had to re rank it, I would probably lower it to 13. But the 14 given here does make kind of sense. Like Chasm, what can I say? So, what's next? One sec. Okay, I'm back. Now, where was I? Right. Map 24, which is the chasm. Again, would might lower it to 13 on the same level as map 2. But I can see why old Zulk put, past Zulk put 14 there. So, there's that. I just had a plan. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I had a plan. Okay, I just checked something and I will reveal what that is later. But for now, back to ranking things. Map 25. 1. That can only mean one thing. This is Blood Falls. Yep. I do not like Blood Falls. Nope. I do not like Blood Falls at all. I don't know. What's map 19 again? Map 19 is Citadel. Yeah, definitely I would rather play map 10 and map 19 than Blood Falls. So that one makes perfect sense. What's next? Map 26, that's Abandoned Mines. I do like the Abandoned Mines. Not my favorite, but I like it. I have mixed feelings about it. Same as map 8. Uh, huh. Yeah, I think this can be a 9. Yeah, I like Abandoned Mines, and I think I would be hard pressed to tell you if I'd rather play map 8, map 15, or map 16, you know. Hold on. What are the ones that actually have adjusted 9s? Map 26, which is this one. So yeah, I would put it on the same rank as map 8. So yeah, this makes sense for Zulk. If I modify it, this is going to become 9. Then map 27, which is Monster Condo. Yeah, I also hate Monster Condo, so it being a 1 is makes perfect sense. I don't know if I would rather pick Blood Falls or Monster Condo. Both are abysmal. And I'd rather pick any of the other maps instead of playing Monster Condo. So yeah. Map 28, I know that one. That's the Spirit World. 9, huh? It being on the same rank as map 16, and that makes sense actually. That kinda makes sense. 15. Would I play map 15 or Spirit World? Spirit World likely. It is kind of a toss up, but I think Spirit World edges out map 15 because. Yeah, I'll keep the 9. I'll keep the 9. Yeah. Spirit World being 9 makes sense. It is a shorter map than some of the earlier ones, so that does give it kind of an edge. And then the living in, which is a great map, which I do enjoy. So it being 14 makes a lot of sense. I think it might also get lowered to 13 just because entryway is so short. There's very few maps I'd rather play instead of entryway. Now this makes sense. Now it makes sense why this was so high up. Because entryway is so iconic and so short. But yeah, I think this being the same level as Underhalls makes a lot more sense. So 14, if I were to rank it again right now, lower it to 13. And map, I did remember checking this. So map 30 being 14 also makes perfect sense. Because it is another short map that I can choose if I want to free look. And I do like map 30 as a concept. So yeah, it ended Doom 2 ending on a high note with map 30, it does make a lot of sense to me. So yeah, this is how my enjoyment apparently goes when I play Doom 2. But before I continue further, this is the secret I've been waiting for. Give me a minute again. Alright, we are back. Hold on one sec. Yeah, both are at 80. These are two graphs which are similar but not the same. Hold on, if I do this. Oh, this gets clipped, but this doesn't for whatever reason. So yeah, this graph is a bit more squished than that one for reasons I don't know. But overall, the difference between these two... Wait. Yeah, the difference between these two graphs is that this one has the adjusted rankings of all the maps that I was talking about right now, and this one doesn't. This one is the old one. So let's analyze both of them. So according to old Zulk, well, past Zulk, apparently I start playing Doom 2 on a high note, then slowly my enjoyment starts to teeter off, goes off a cliff at map 3, jumps back up at map 4 but never reaching the original high, going back down at map 5, crashing to the lowest point so far at map 5, that's slowly building back up, but then taking a slide downward. It is between these two, this one is a lot steeper than this one. So there is that. It then rises up again on both maps. And my enjoyment, I hit a massive slump after map 7 it seems. But then my enjoyment peaks again at map 11 when I am finally done with the bullshit that is maps 9 and 10. But then it starts dropping again and then crashes at map 13. Wait, map 13 is... It's less of a hard crash in the newer one than the older one. But still, it still crashes. Though it doesn't go... No, wait, it does go lower than a lot of it. Like even here, even in the newer one, it's still the same as map 9 again. So yeah, that is the crash. But then my enjoyment spikes when I finally hit map 14. No matter which map you're looking at. But then it goes kind of steady, honestly. In the newer one, the crash is a lot more noticeable from map 4 to map 15. But either way, I'm still riding high with things being comparable to map 11. And then it rises again back to map 4 levels. And then it starts dipping down, plateaus a bit in map 17 and map 18. It plateaus there, bumps here according to past Zulk, but I think the plateau makes more sense, honestly. And then it dips down again at the Citadel before rising up to plateau again. So yeah, there's like a plateau here with Citadel being a massive roadblock in my enjoyment. Then map 22 again. But then it's after map 22 my enjoyment starts rising. My enjoyment starts rising once more, reaching really high levels. Even in this, less high here, but still high. And then a massive crash. The crash is much more noticeable in this one because I crashed from a higher height, but still. But then, yeah, this is like just seesawing. My enjoyment is just fluctuating here. Going to 9 and then 1, then 9 again. And here, 8, then 9 again. Either way, it just seesaws all over the place. And then the game starting from map 27 to 30, it basically just ends on a high note. Honestly, depending on which graph you're following, I think either makes sense. It just makes sense to me. So yeah, that is my experience playing Doom 2. That's how my feelings play out whenever I'm playing Doom 2. I don't know how to feel about that. And I don't know what this says about me. Maybe I need to make a graph like this for Circle of the Moon or something. How can I even make a graph like this for Circle of the Moon anyway? I'm gonna have to pick arbitrary points, I guess. For maybe I can just separate the level to boss fight, but I don't think that's quite accurate. But yeah, for the longest time I have said Doom 2 was my favorite game of all time. But this graph just tells me that I have a very strong opening and ending when it comes to Doom 2. But the experience itself is just all over the place. I do not know what conclusion to draw from this. I'll just end the video here, I guess. Goodbye.